what Kendrick Perkins said. Giannis is a nice guy. I say a lot of things, and then mysteriously, these guys start saying that shit 2-3 days, a week later.
Giannis got to grow a set. He has to grow some balls. He don't want to be there. He's scared to say it. The Bucks know that he don't want to be there, but they are in denial. The last move that they made was desperation. When they signed Thanasis, that was like, oh, you know what I mean? But Giannis like, no. Think about every single thing that's happening, right? Giannis caught COVID right before training camp. The reports come out. He's trying to get this done privately instead of being open. He basically called the general manager somewhat a liar, right? When he said, oh yeah, Giannis and I, we had a conversation this offseason at lunch or breakfast or whatever. And Giannis comes on and he like, I don't remember that, meet. All this is the writing on the wall. I just think the Bucks need to fucking end the relationship. Like, it's time. It's time. Get back as many pieces as you can. You're going to get a haul back for them. You have Miles Turner there. You have some pieces there. You're not going to hit rock bottom. You're not going to be contenders either, but you're going to be right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. But both sides are scared to just, hey, Giannis got to grow a set.
Yo, Kendrick, respectfully, you ain't never been in that position. You ain't never been in that position. Giannis has to slick talk his way into whatever he's doing right now. He's not coming out front and saying, yo, trade me right now. Whatever the leverage is, it is what it is, AllBall. Like, he clearly can't say that. Why should he just say, yo, trade me now? If that would have been an option for him, I think he would have done it. But if the Knicks, I'm seeing now that Shams is saying that window was closed with the Knicks. This isn't just how many teams out here that are suitors to go get you. How many options do you really have out there to get Giannis? As much, come on, arguably the best player in the game. Arguably the best player in the game, and everybody doesn't have they can't jump on you. You have to give other teams time to put more pressure on the Bucks to pressure them to trade you by the trade deadline, where more players can be traded by December, January, February. People have stuff in their contract that details, yo, we can't trade this guy. I don't have enough draft picks. Talk to OKC or Miami or whatever it is. So Kendrick, that's too much for me. What do you mean grow a set? What are you talking about, bro? Giannis, out of all these players, I think he says what he wants. Sometimes he's playing around too much, but I never thought that I've never called Giannis soft about anything. So I think the Knicks are really in a not a difficult position. They're in a win-win scenario because we keep talking about if we get Giannis, but this team is perfectly fine the way we are also, especially with a healthy Mitchell Robinson. So the Bucks do not have leverage. The Knicks can close. They can hang up that phone at any time. Yo, we made you a deal already, bro. What you talking about? What you got going on over there? You are in shambles, Milwaukee. That's why you even picked up the phone call in the first place. You flew out to go to Greece and go talk to Giannis. Not us. He's over here going to Shams, leaking he wants to come to New York. The ball's not in Milwaukee's court, AllBall, at all.
I totally disagree with your whole take. I think Kendrick Perkins was on point. What he said has nothing to do with Giannis being soft. Maybe the words he chose was maybe a little wrong, but I said the exact same thing. Giannis is a nice guy. He's not going to come straight out and say what needs to be said. Why these players get what they want. Kevin Durant gets what he wants. A lot of these players, when they say I want to go there, they go there. James Harden, these guys get to do what they want. Only person I've seen in a long time that haven't got what they wanted was how Luka got traded. Because I don't know if Luka wanted to get traded out of Dallas. Right?
Dame didn't want to go to Milwaukee.
Right. But
Kawhi didn't want to go to Toronto. If we keeping it a buck.
No, right. But I'm saying recently we have more examples of guys getting what they want. And even though Kawhi didn't want to go to Toronto, what happened when he got out of Toronto? He went to where he wanted to go, right? Yeah. The Dame Lillard situation, it was almost like we bullied and pressured him into getting out of Portland. How many reports and everybody's just going, yo, you got to get out of there. You stay too late. But that's another story. My point is, why Giannis can't get what he wants.
But
Why
that is part
Giannis?
of the story. That's part
Okay.
of the story, though, OG.
Correct.
Go ahead,
Correct.
finish. I'm gonna
No, and I'll let
what
you
I gotta
rock.
say. But go.
Guys, today's league, these players are going where they want to go. They're playing where they want to play. A guy like Giannis, you cannot drop the ball on this. This doesn't happen for the Knicks. It happens for the Lakers. It happens for all these other organizations. This doesn't happen for the Knicks. When Carmelo Anthony said, I want to go to New York, what we do? Go get him. However we want to say we messed up or we went and got him. How the fuck is Giannis saying behind the scenes, I want to go to New York? And he ain't in a fucking blue and orange and white Knicks jersey yet. It's because he's not pushing the pin because he's a nice guy. And I'm telling y'all, the Bridges deal. When it's all said and done, when it's a 30 for 30 years from now, we are going to be up here saying, God willing, we still have this platform. The reason why the Knicks didn't get Giannis Antetokounmpo is because we jumped the gun on Bridges. But I'll let Fleet cook. Kendrick Perkins was 100% correct. But at the same time, a guy like Giannis, when he wants to come to your team, a champion, back-to-back MVP, defensive player of the year, like y'all say, the best player in the NBA, numerous seasons, you got to get the deal done. And we have enough to get it done. Sorry. If this doesn't get done, this will be a travesty. This will be the last time you hear a player of this magnitude say, I want to play for New York, and we don't get him. We haven't heard this ever. Tell me the last time y'all heard this.
Carmelo Anthony. Yo, Flea, this guy, his tone. Why he think he the only one that's not scared? Get out of here. We don't listen, man. Yo, Flea, tell him this message is brought to you by. We ain't AllBall, baby. Yeah.
Scared, but I'm not.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Woo, you heard it there, baby.
Go get a tea, y'all. You jump in the comments, you're running your mouths, y'all rock with us every night. Go get a tea, man. Go get a tea. Send a selfie with the tea on. We'll feature you on, on the spot. Let you, we'll put something together. But go get a t-shirt. Go get a shirt. Not asking, I'm telling you.
Hit that QR
Stop.
code and go get a fucking t-shirt.
Tired of this guy talking about this. If we don't get Giannis, it's a travesty. No, we also got a squad. We weren't in championship contention when we traded for Carmelo either. In case we forget, as if the Knicks are pulling off just being stupid about this. Like, we also believe in Leon Rose, Flea. Come on, man. Like, yes, the Mikal Bridges trade is controversial. I was gonna go to the power rankings real quick, but I see you over here.
Yeah, because there's a couple things that I'm thinking about. One, if Giannis is available, why are the Knicks the only team that's involved? Why isn't every team in the NBA right now offering or is in the mix to try to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? That's one thing for me. I'm kind of curious why
5 seconds.
There's not a bunch of teams out here. Go ahead.
5 seconds. Because Flea, he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He doesn't want to go anywhere else, bro. And he has the cachet and the power the teams understand that. You trade for me. Once my contract is over, I'm out of here. So we need to get into that too. When is his contract up? Because Flea, that's a great question, but he don't want to go nowhere else, bro. Sorry.
2028, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's 2 years.
Why isn't Golden State on the phone right now trying to get him?
He don't want to go there.
Okay. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the Knicks are just the only team that he wants to go to. And I think that's the other thing that I kind of want to start leaning into is that, yeah, it's cool that report came out, but I don't think that the Knicks are going to be the only team in the mix once Giannis becomes fully available or just flat out get some balls, which I do agree with Perk. Sorry, Fabian. I do agree with Perk. That we can go to some players in recent history, right? We ain't got to go back too far, but OG loves this brother right here. He says he's some of the best basketball content out right now. Fuck all these other niggas. Kevin Garnett, one guy who came out of his mouth and said himself, yo, I stayed too long. I stayed way too long. And not only did I stay too long, anytime that I see somebody fucking up with loyalty and walking with loyalty, I'm gonna speak up now and say it. So what did I do? I spoke up and said something to Dame, right? I said something to him. This is coming out of Kevin Garnett's mouth. Yo, I understand loyalty. I understand wanting to stick and stay. I understand it, right? Kobe couldn't wait for me to come over in 07. It didn't happen, but that was on the table. Kevin Garnett in LA, Kevin Garnett in Golden State with that redeemed team, right? There was a couple different spots before Boston was the lock-in spot. So what I'm saying is you can overstay your welcome and put the rest of your career in jeopardy by not speaking up, right? Kevin Garnett's lucky. Damian Lillard, not so much. Giannis won a championship for this team. Giannis has done everything that he can. Represent the city, be the best player in the league, have them on TV, on national TV all the time, right? He's brought the economy up like a LeBron James type guy. We're talking about Milwaukee. What the fuck is in Milwaukee? So, like at some point we going there on 13 years, right? What year is this? This is 13 years for him in Milwaukee. Right, OG. So at some point, you got to recognize that the front office can't do this again. Meaning they got it right in 21. They finally got it right. We put it together. We got it right. We've been trying to put it together and get it right for the last 4 or 5 years. It's not working. I ain't been healthy, so that's something on me. You brought Dame in here. That didn't work. Now Kevin Porter Jr. is my point guard. Kyle Kuzma is the second option. Miles Turner, who averages less than 10 rebounds a game on a career, is my center. Like, how can you not be a guy that starts saying, what the fuck is going on? I need to get up out of here so I can compete. This ain't championship worthy anymore. Not this team.
So what does pressure look like? How much more pressure do you need the Bucks to be under? They got one of the biggest reporters in basketball right now saying that he doesn't want to be there. You have until December. He's putting you on a countdown. How much more pressure does Giannis got to put on them? Like, that's what I'm saying. And also, if Shams is already saying that the Knicks window is closed, that's what he just said. The Knicks window is closed. Not to say it won't reopen, but this is all set up for the Lakers to go get him too, by the way. That window closing, I don't see what else Giannis needs to do to tell the Bucks we're gonna do. Hold out. He's not holding out. You can't hold out. He don't have the same image as Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett got screwed over by Minnesota. His whole career got screwed over with the Joe Smith deal. Giannis is in a different scenario.
Fabian, Kobe Bryant went and bought a crib in Chicago that summer. The summer that he was extremely vocal on radio stations, doing interviews, talking about how I am not pleased. So you asked the question. I'm just answering like this because you asked the question. How much more pressure? How much more pressure is what Perk is saying? At this point, both are playing nice, right? Like, both are just playing nice. I don't really like you no more. You don't really like me, right? We here for the kids. It's time. It's time. Call your lawyer. Let me call my lawyer. Let's get the divorce going, baby. Let's go. I don't fuck with you no more. You don't fuck with me. But we playing nice, and now we're going to start putting out a bad product. That's what's going to start happening. They ain't been out the first round in 3 years. They're going to start putting out a bad product now. That roster ain't good, bro. That roster is not good. I don't even see them being in the mix with Giannis on the team. He's got to be smarter than that. All that nice guy shit, that's cool. But when the owners handle business and trade Luka in the middle of the night for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis comes in training camp fat as he's ever been. So it wasn't really about weight. But anyway, like, when you do that, we ain't got nothing to say. They got the control. They put the pressure. Giannis, all you got to do is say it's time, and it happens.
I agree. I think Giannis and Fabian, you make a great point, right? That was a hell of a point. I'm not going to even lie because from the outside looking in, of course it looks like you said, how much more pressure can Giannis put on it? But then Flea is 100% correct. Yo, listen, bro. Get me out of here. I want to go to New York. Maybe more pressure from Giannis gets a deal done. And then that's how you don't get the haul. Right? Like, look at a guy like KD. We can say what we want about Kevin Durant. He goes where the fuck he wants to go. He told them, I want to go to Phoenix. He was in Phoenix. He okayed the deal for Houston. He's adamant about where he wants to go. So I just think, a guy like Giannis, if he lets Milwaukee know and now he's public about it, Milwaukee will have to get a deal done. And now that deal that gets done, like you said, now that's the pressure. Now we got to get it done because he's putting us under all this pressure to get it done. I just think, when a guy like this comes up and says he wants to play for you, you got to get it done. And just one more point, and I'll let y'all rock. The reason why I think Giannis doesn't want to go nowhere in the West, I think he wants to compete against those guys in the finals, whether it's a Luka or LeBron or KD or SGA. Remember, he's competitive. He don't want to play with those guys. I think he wants to play against those guys. So when that championship comes against one of those guys, it's just going to make it even more better.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.